So I think it's probably wise if we start. Is everybody happy with that? Yeah, I think so. If not, put it in the chat. I will turn my chat off in a minute, so but I'll keep an eye on it. So thank you for joining us today. I will share my screen, so you're not going to see Bev and I much, but you will hear us. So we'll start. So thank you everybody for today. We're going to look at how to engage with social inclusion. And we heard this morning, leaving no one behind. And that's clearly our vision, is to leave nobody behind in Cornwall. So we have some wonderful technologies, some wonderful businesses we've heard about today, tractors, methane tractors, completely outside of my normal remit, but totally fascinating. So I like to learn as much as possible. But for us, we'd like to discuss what social inclusion is. Everybody's probably doing it without labelling it, but it's possible we could do more. So we're going to have a look at what else we could do and link it to possibly the Cornwall plan. So for us, inclusion is about the opportunity for everybody to reach their own goals, to look after the community and to take responsibility for their actions. We need to understand the impact we have on one another, but also the impact we have on our environment. And our environment's very important to us. So inclusion for business. Within the business, you'll find that we've all got policies and practices. Some are set down in law, health and safety regulations, the Equality Act, well-being policies that a business might have for themselves. And many businesses have really good practices on social inclusion. They may also have a social responsibility policy, whereby they promote their business in the community. They might do this through fundraising, which also helps awareness of the business in the community. So we see lots of activity going on, but how do we actually define this? So we decided to have a look at the Cornwall plan. And the Cornwall plan has 12 social indicators. And the aim for Cornwall is to create a fairer and more inclusive Cornwall through closing the gap in life differences. And these are the indicators they've created. So does a business have a role in each of these? And is a business inclusive every day? So with the backdrop of a greener growth. So we're going to run through the 12, and Bev and I are going to ask ourselves, do they actually work? So in terms of work,
the business employs people, so they are fundamental to work and financial security for our residents.
So yes, that's a yes for work. So connectivity.
The need to get to work. Could an employee help with travel costs? Could an employee support travel costs, car share scheme, a bike scheme, walk to work, employ locally?
So there's another yes for connectivity, actually getting to work. There is an inclusion issue around that. Is there an inclusion issue around education?
A business needs a skilled workforce. Employees want to see there is progress and development within a job.
Equality.
An equal opportunity to apply for a job and to be treated fairly when at work.
So we're getting a good result so far. So safety.
The need to keep an employee safe and work within health and safety laws.
The fundamental of food.
Our employees need to be able to eat well and also to be able to buy food. The business enables financial sustainability to be able to do this.
Fuel poverty.
Without a wage, it is hard to stay warm.
Health.
A healthy employee is more productive and less sickness time taken.
This is a tricky one for business. It's housing.
Often employers struggle to advise when an employee has housing issues. There are others out there who can help. Businesses are not alone.
So we quite often hear that the business has issues with employees who have housing problems. But as Bev says, there's help out there. Income.
Business provides the wage for everybody to be financially sustainable.
A political voice.
Standing up for the business and employees' rights.
So that was one I thought maybe not so for inclusion, but probably just as significant. And finally, social networks.
This is essential for good business growth. Social media in the local community provides good businesses to succeed.
So there we have our 12 social indicators on the Cornish plan. But we work with businesses big and small, and so we have solutions and working with them. We'd just like to tell you a few examples. We're going to start with one of our larger businesses that we work with in Cornwall, and that's our large utility company, SSE. And Bev's going to tell us how we work with SSE.
Public Health, Cornwall Council and Inclusion Cornwall have brought 15 million into Cornwall over the last 7 years. This has been 413 homes for the first time had central heating, 3,800 households with measures to improve health and well-being. This has meant it's sustainable to heat, also better for the environment, it improves health, and we have affordable tariffs for all in Cornwall. We are nationally acclaimed for our work with SSE. To us, this means not shivering away, better health, and not living in damp conditions.
So one of our larger businesses we work with every day, 15 million has come into the county. We've also recently been contacted by GCHQ up in Bude. With their aim of being more socially inclusive, they wanted to get involved with the community, and they also wanted to work with us in the Jobs Centre to recruit within the area. So we were delighted that GCHQ contacted us, and we realised we hadn't done anything wrong. They had a genuine desire to work with us. So the other aspect of their engagement was with a father and son who they were able to help tidy their house and give them more time in their garden. And I mentioned that this morning. But GCHQ, another large employer, a very significant employer in Bude. At the other end of Cornwall, we have a one-person organisation, such as a solicitor's office. Socially inclusive because they're known in the community. They're a local employer. They're more attainable to much of the community. In terms of inclusive growth, they're very respected and they're trusted. So we have this community approach continuing. So how does a business do this? Well, a business is socially inclusive in its day-to-day activities. And it wants to for two reasons. It makes better business when an employee is understood, when there's good communication. A more productive employee and a more productive business is always the outcome. So we have two sides. We have the employers and the employees, but we're obviously all working together. So for the case for the employee wants to thrive. They want to do some training. They want a clear progression in their careers. They want to be valued, to be thanked. They enjoy the work, and we want the workplaces to be a place where you just don't work, you actually want to go, where co-workers respect one another, where differences are celebrated. And Bev's just going to tell us a bit about what those results on the left mean for our employees on the right.
So the employee will feel motivated, enthusiastic, they will go the extra mile, and they believe in the business they work for. Therefore, they have less absences and less staff turnover, which means less costs for businesses locally.
So that's how we feel we have the two sides. COVID, as I mentioned this morning, again, has brought huge challenges and benefits to working from home. It's transformed the way we work. Not everyone can work at home. Care workers, many people have to go into an office and have to go into a place of work. But we have had less travel, so it's an environmental success. For many, the better life balance has been the result. For many, we are more productive at home, but others are lonely. And socially, we do need that connection. We find, especially with Inclusion Cornwall, we are missing our network. We talk to them over Teams, but it isn't the same. So we do need to to harness the good bits and ensure we don't travel as much. But also, you know, it is a selling advert. It can increase your candidates when you put that social working from home is flexible. You're also attracting from a wider geographical candidate base because they realise they can work from anywhere. We've had great opportunities during lockdown. We've got people working in Germany, all over the world. So it has definitely opened up more candidates to more businesses. So that's got to be something that's got to be productive and good for Cornwall. In conclusion, if before any questions and any discussion that you'd like to have, it is about increased productivity. We do need additional skills. Some of our very unemployed who've been unemployed for a long time do need new skills, and we want them to aspire to the top end of our businesses in Cornwall, to the real innovation of the green economy going forward. We have a commitment from the employers. We have a commitment from those taking those jobs to make Cornwall just the wonderful place that we know it is. Improved employment outcomes, reduces staff turnover. We know that the average cost of a staff recruitment is about 16 to 20,000. Improvement in mental well-being, that will always come with good employment, a happy workplace. And so we want a real inclusive growth with no one left behind. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to look at the chat bar to see if anybody has any questions and how much time we have. So let's have a look at the questions. I think the whole thing, Ruth, is being recorded. Oh, they can't hear me.
Show your video.
Oh, I was on mute. You're going to see us in a minute. You should be able to see us now. So the whole thing is being recorded, but I'm happy that the slides can be shared as well. Thanks, Ruth. Yep, certainly do that.
That's great, thank you. It was really useful because, well, just getting the whole concept of sustainability and being able to articulate that with other people as well. So I think your points are really, yeah, that's really helpful. Thanks.
Thank you.
Question from James.
Question from James. Would you like to say what your question is, James, or do you want me to read it out?
By all means, I'm trying to hold a little one with chickenpox at the moment, but by all means,
chickenpox! Oh, he's covered.
That is a pickle.
She's got lots of spots, but my question was around social impact. So how do you help enterprises with their social impact or understand that?
I think some do it automatically every day, and they're doing it without knowing it. Social impact, there's so many ways in which they can get involved. Sometimes the business is reluctant and says to us, oh, we haven't got time. It's just another thing in the day I can't do. And then you somehow capture their interest and they just want to do it. So they tend to it tends to be the conversation. We try to enthuse them and convince them that it won't take them too long. We have got support for them if they want to get involved in social impact. So yeah, it's just, I think it's communication. It's getting to know them on the ground. One of our projects, we have a window sticker scheme. So the business says that it's socially interested in the community and everything about the community. So then they have a sticker to put in their business window, and we find they like the sticker idea. It's simple, but it shows that they're, it's like they've met some sort of, agreement to work with us.
And the people
Fantastic
in the community,
idea.
Yeah, the people in the community like that they can go to that shop because they've invested in the community. So it works both ways.
What a great idea. I'll catch up with you at a later date and discuss that a bit further. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. And I hope the chicken pox reduces. Oh, that's a horrible thing to have, isn't it? But you've got Dolly.
Yeah, she's happy enough. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Nice to see you. Bye. Any other questions? If not, you're going to have a longer break between before your next one.
I think
Andrea, I actually
Yeah.
asked a question on chat, but
Oh, have you? I've missed it.
sorry?
Yeah, I might have missed it. Fire away, Thelma.
Well, basically, businesses are finding it very difficult to recruit at the moment due to the lack of appropriate housing. Are you coming across this issue, and any suggestions on how we deal with it?
We are finding a problem with housing. We're also finding a problem with people not wanting to come out after COVID because of and take up vacancies. There are so many vacancies at the moment, and we're promoting them far and wide. Hospitality is really feeling the gap, as is the care sector. So we're encouraging people to leave their lockdown, way of living and to come out and get more involved in the jobs. Housing, we know housing's a problem. People have been stuck in their housing, so there's going to be a movement. We know people are being evicted or have to leave their holiday lets because they're now renting to the summer. It's a huge problem, but we do work with Cornwall Housing and all the housing providers, and we will try and match and put together a package for a person. It's just the stock. We can't always find the stock
in the area that a lot of our customers need.
Yeah.
And for them that means move-in and leave-in, family support, and issues like that. But
we do work closely with the private renting team at Cornwall Housing to try and really move. And we've got people in hostels who are desperate to get a move and progress on and feel absolutely stuck at the moment. So it is something we're aware of, and it's Cornwall Council's priority, I know.
But it's not just renting, it's actually buying.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They seem to have gone insane, don't they?
Absolutely.
Everything seems to be going within 24 hours. It doesn't seem to be on the market long enough to give people the opportunity to look.
Absolutely not. And at the right price. I mean, it is going to seriously impact on business. This problem.
Yeah. No. I think we have
1 minute left.
1 minute left. So I think that you'll be directed to the next room. And I hope to see you all soon, one day, face to face.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again.
And you. We'll speak to you again. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.